It was about this time last year. Everybody was dealing with the pandemic in 2020, right? Our kids were still out of school. We were doing virtual classes here. I just kind of noticed subtle changes in the way that I was walking.
I remember you looking at your toes.
Yeah.
And comparing how quickly he could move the toes on one foot to the toes on the other foot.
We were eventually referred to a neurologist. What's become clear to me is that he's been readying me for this moment my entire life. It was definitely when I joined the Marines, there was a lot of maturing that occurred there, and it was a great controlled environment. Eventually moved from there into the role I have today with Baylor Scott & White Health as the Director of Business Continuity and Emergency Management. And then the Lord felt he needed to break down this rough Marine Corps exterior that still needed to be refined a little bit. So he said, here are 3 beautiful daughters to help clean up your language and maybe treat. So yeah, we have 4 amazing kids, and they're all athletes, and they're all great academically. We have a lot of love in this house. It was about April, May of last year when the symptoms first started, and they just kind of slowly progressed, and we just kept asking questions. We said, this is ALS. ALS is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. The nerve signal to the muscles is lost. And now it's progressed. I'm pretty much 90% of the time in a wheelchair. Ultimately, I will lose the function, the muscular function to keep the diaphragm and moving and breathing.
I was pretty mad when Nick was diagnosed. To say it's unfair sounds so childish and so hollow, but it's the way you feel. It's a kick to the gut. I had lost my grandmother in April and my dad in September, and Nick was diagnosed in September. What the heck? I mean, do you hear me? And I felt abandoned. And it's crazy to think that the thing that made me feel the most abandoned by God has actually been what's brought me closer to him over the past few months. That looking back, it has been such a gift in the most horrible and wonderful way.
Devastation hit early. By the time September 8th came around, I was ready to start my fight plan. Early on, we weren't sure what we were going to do. What was our identity? What was our call? What gap can we find and stand in? We have all these assets and resources and medication and things that we can get through the VA, and it just feels like we've been called to step up. He has provided for us yet again in ways that it feels like, how can we move that forward now for other ALS patients? That's what I think how we're going to extend is we've been blessed with community and resources, and we want to fill that gap for others. To align with the Texas ALS Association and join their annual walk, and so we raised some money for that. Our community put together a CrossFit workout that we participated in together. We got to do a fundraiser with the Dallas Stars, which was really fun. Attack Life is just kind of the spirit with which I feel I am called to move in my job, with my wife, with my family.
What we do to take care of ourselves internally, to how I go to work, how he does his work at home daily, how we want our kids to live. We navigate it along the path of our journey. I have felt the presence of the Lord more in the past, I'll say 5 months. I think that people can see it. They ask, why haven't you quit your job yet, Shanda? And I'm like, well, the Lord's provided for us. And by saying those things and exuding our trust and our faith, and he's not afraid of what's coming. And that's all attributed to the Lord, that maybe people will see something that's a little different.
I don't believe there's going to be a cure during my time. The Lord is using this like he's used any other adversity that we've had in our life. I think it's interesting when you get diagnosed with something that's so terminal, you view everything in a different light. Let's do something with it. Let's attack life.